It seemed maybe this you had done enough today to earn something, a point, 3 points. You pressed, you asked questions. Was it just an unfortunate result for the way that you played?
I think the team deserve more. Maybe it's a time I'm very proud of them because the effort was fantastic. It's not easy to play, they rest 7 days and we rest 4 days. And we miss, some players. We miss 16 goals tonight. But it's not excuse, it's the reality. But I'm very proud of them because I think, it's my opinion, they deserve more. They deserve more, at least to draw the game. And in the first half, we made just one mistake. And you know what happened when you made the mistake, the soccer punish you, usually. But we have to keep working in that way because I'm very proud of them. They play really well, especially the second half, much better than the first half. But even the first half, we deserve at least 1 goal or 2 goals. But that sometimes can happen in football, in soccer. You don't score, you are not able to score a goal, and they create 1 or 2 chances and score 1 goal. That is the reality tonight. Is that happened for me? Is my opinion.
There was a conversation at halftime with yourself and Gio Savarese. It seemed like there was an exchange in the second half, and then a long conversation as well after the game. What was the disagreement there?
It's about Giovanni liked the white wine and Domi liked the red wine. It's about that. I prefer the red wine. The Spanish wine, the Catalan wine was about that.
And you turn around quickly again for the Open Cup. It's not easy, certainly. Yeah. Another hot situation down in Orlando. How do you feel about the way that your team is to go into that game?
Yeah, it's not easy, because we have to travel in Orlando in 3 days. We are tired because it's normal after 3 or 4 games in 10 days. But we will try to win the game. I don't know if we have few players because after this game we have to. Some players need to rest because it's impossible. Anton and Maxi Morales, some players play every single day 90 minutes, but we will try to win again. Right now I understand the reason why some coaches and some teams don't have interesting about the Open Cup because you can play maybe after the MLS, the final MLS or in between, but right now it's almost impossible, even for Portland. I say to Giovanni, it's not easy to play after 3 days, travel, LA, and the same for us. But it's not an excuse, it's the reality. I accept that and I have to adapt quickly. And I don't know what will happen the next game with our players because you know how important is the derby for the supporters, for our fans. And the first one is another competition. We will try to win against Orlando with different players, of course, because it's impossible to play with this player. And maybe we can recover, I don't know, right now, ever or easy, I don't know. But when you play, I don't know, 5 games in 15 days, it's not easy. This is not basketball. This is soccer. It's soccer, therefore it's amazing. In July and August it's not easy to play, but it's not just for New York City. It's for every single team. But it is what it is, and we will try to win the next game in the Open Cup.
So the wine that Savarese likes, does that tend to rub you the wrong way in terms of the way that maybe his team plays? I
want to say I'm very happy with my team. What happened in Portland or with another team I'm not interested. If we are able to win in that way, for sure we will play the playoff. That is the first one. And when I say I'm very proud, is for two things. It's not easy to play after 3 or 4 games in a row. The first one. Today we had few players in the bench, even in the bench. But for me, we were able to play well, especially again in the second half. And we create more chances than the opponent. That is interesting for me. And I'm very proud of them.
In the past couple of games, it seems like the players were able to change the shape within the course of that period of time, in the half, maybe whether 15 minutes in or 20 minutes. But it seemed like your adjustment today came at halftime. That's when you really...
No, we shaped the shape again. Right. I don't know if you know, but we will play 3-4-3 the first 20 minutes in the second half. That is the reason why we play wide and we find the spaces in other side, in the opposite side, And when I change Maturita, after that we will play 4-2-3-1 with Keaton and Jesus. We start to play 4-3-3. In the second half, we start to play 3-4-3 with Maturita and Anton as the wingbacks. And when I decide to change Maturita, we will play 4-2-3-1. We change three times our shape. But I'm very happy for this reason, because when you change the shape, they play well. And again, and nothing happened. And when that happened, that is the first feeling for the coach. You are ready to play in different shapes, and you, for me, in my opinion, you have to keep working in that way.
So Portland plays very defensive football, and you were missing 2 of your most creative components in Tajori and Mitricha. What was it like adapting without them?
No, everybody knows when you play with these kind of players, Mitita, and especially these two players, they can play 1v1, And the pity for us, we didn't have any players, the 1v1. We can play with Keaton, play really well. Keaton in between the lines when he played there, even Maturita in the first half. But we need sometimes when they defend deep, it's very important for another team to play with this kind of players. Is the players who are able to or better in the 1-by-1. It's very important because when they defend deep and you are able to dribbling all the time, you create spaces for the. But that happens when you lose the game. If you are able to win the game, everybody say, you play much better. But the reality, is we missed 2 important players tonight.
Red Bull also plays very defensive, physical football. Will you have either of those guys back for that game?
Oh, you have to be ready. Everybody knows the Red Bull's style. They may have pressure all the time. It's an aggressive team. When I say aggressive team, is they fight every single ball. It's not about the kicking, It's about they play with intensity. It's sometimes almost man-man. It's not easy to play, but everybody knows you have to be ready. I remember the first time we play against them, we play diagonal balls because we lost the last 2 or 3 games 4-0, and we decided to change our style against them. The first team here, the first game here. And I don't know what will happen for the next game, because right now we are not in trouble because we have issues in our forwards, and I don't know exactly if we're able to recover Mitrita, Ismael, Eber. I don't know. We need to wait at least 2 days. Maybe Eber is ready to play against Orlando. Maybe Eber. But I have many doubts about Mitrita and Ismael.